The history of video games, a journey through time. Ladies and gentlemen, today we embark on an exciting journey through time, tracing the evolution of video games, a medium that has redefined entertainment for millions across the globe. The humble beginnings, 1950s, 1960s, the roots of video gaming can be traced back to the early computer labs of the 1950s. The first ever video game? It's widely considered to be Tennis for Two, developed in 1958 on a Donner Model 30 analog computer. Just a few years later, in 1962, MIT students created Space War on the PDP-1 computer, pioneering gameplay mechanics still in use today. The birth of the arcade era, 1970s. The 1970s saw the birth of the arcade gaming era. Nolan Bushnell and Ted Dabney founded Atari in 1972, releasing Pong, a simplistic tennis simulation game. This game became so popular it's often mistaken as the first video game. By the mid-70s, arcades had sprung up across America with a multitude of coin-operated games. Home gaming revolution, late 1970s, 1980s. As the 70s drew to a close, video games entered our living rooms. The Magnavox Odyssey was the first commercial home video game console, but it was the Atari 2600, released in 1977, that truly popularized home gaming. The 80s introduced iconic names like Mario, Nintendo's Super Mario Bros., and the rise of personal computer games. The console wars and technological evolution, 1990s. The 90s were dominated by the console wars, primarily between Sega and Nintendo. Sega's Genesis Does What Nintendo Don't campaign is still remembered today. The period also saw technological leaps, moving from 2D to 3D graphics. Sony's PlayStation emerged as a dominant force, making CD-ROMs a standard for game storage. Rise of the Internet and mobile gaming, 2000s. The new millennium heralded the age of connectivity. Games like World of Warcraft showcased the allure of massive multiplayer online worlds. Meanwhile, the launch of smartphones opened the door for mobile gaming. Games like Angry Birds and Candy Crush became global phenomena. Modern era and beyond, 2010s present. Today, the line between video games and reality is increasingly blurred. With virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR, games are more immersive than ever. We also see a rise in indie developers, changing the landscape with innovative titles. Gaming has become a social experience, with platforms like Twitch allowing players to broadcast their gameplay. The cultural impact beyond technology and gameplay, video games have made a significant cultural impact. They've influenced music, movies, and even fashion. They've become a platform for social commentary and have fostered global communities, breaking down barriers of language and geography. Challenges and controversies. Like any medium, gaming has faced its share of controversies, from concerns over video game addiction to debates about in-game content. The industry continues to grapple with these issues, seeking a balance between creative freedom and social responsibility. Conclusion: from rudimentary graphics on the screens of massive computers to lifelike VR experiences, video games have evolved exponentially. They've become an integral part of our cultural fabric, continuously adapting, innovating, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. As we look to the future, one thing is certain: video games will continue to surprise, entertain, and inspire generations to come. Thank you.